Hello everybody, and welcome to my playthrough of Metroid 2, The Return of Samus. Last time we visited this game series, I was going through both Metroid 1 and the Prime series. And the only thing to note of this game starting out is that this is a direct sequel to the very first Metroid. Now, just like in the very first video I made about Metroid, most of the lore and story can be found within the booklet manual found within when you purchase the game. So let's quickly take a look at that to figure out the nice lore and story of what's going on in this game. The Metroid story. In the year 2000 of the history of the cosmos, representatives of many different planets in the galaxy established a congress called the Galactic Federation. A successful exchange of cultures and civilization resulted, and thousands of interstellar spaceships ferried back and forth between planets. When space pirates appeared to attack the spaceship, the Federation Bureau created the Galactic Federation Police. There are many unknown planets throughout the galaxy. Many of these cause the concern of the Galactic Federation. To take care of this, they employ space hunters, the greatest of which is Samus Aran. Samus's greatest achievement has been the destruction of the pirates' Metroid plant on the planet Zebas. In the year 20x5 of the cosmos, an unknown lifeform was discovered on the planet SR-388 by a Galactic Federation Deep Space research ship. The research crew took a sample of the creature and placed it into a suspended animation stasis capsule and dubbed the lifeform Metroid. On their way back to their home base, the research ship was attacked by pirates who stole the stasis capsule containing the lifeform. The Metroid in suspended animation could easily be brought back to life, and exposure to beta rays was all that was needed to cause it to multiply. This highly dangerous creature will cling to any creature and suck away its victim's energy. Samus, by the order of Galactic Federation Police, successfully and single-handedly penetrated the space pirates' natural forces on the planet Zebas. After a series of intense battles, Samus destroyed all the Metroids she encountered. Her destruction of the reactivated Mother Brain at the center of the fortress crushed the pirates' evil plans. After serious consideration of how terrible and destructive the Metroid lifeform was, the Galactic Federation was sent another research ship to SR-388. The trip was to make sure there were no more Metroids left on the planet. After a short time, the Federation received an emergency notice from the research base. They had lost contact and the research ship was missing. The base had already sent a search and rescue party. But after their initial contact, the rescue ship was not heard from again. A special combat group was assembled consisting of armed soldiers from the Federation Police and was immediately dispatched on SR-388 after transmitting their primary landing data. They also were never heard from. Rumors spread fast, and again, the whole galaxy was seized with the fear of Metroids. With this limited information, the Federation was positive that Metroid must still be surviving, hiding deep in the planet's underground. Even one living Metroid could easily wipe out an entire planetary civilization, so the Galactic Federation called its members to an urgent conference to find a way to overcome this menace. They quickly came to one conclusive, which was unanimous and simple. Give Samus Aran the order to exterminate the Metroids. The underworld of planet SR-38 is a complicated structure of multi-layered domes and spaces. Some of these contains the ancient ruins of some unknown civilization. These home to many lifeforms living on the planet. Samus, charged with her mission from the Galactic Federation, hurried to the planet SR-388. Samus' confrontation with the Metroids started again. You must help Samus save the galaxy from the Metroid. Alright, short and simple. There's a couple of pages here and there. But yeah, it seems like right after the events of Metroid 1, the Galactic Federation were so fearful of the Metroids that they decided to go send a landing party to go see if there's any more Metroids surviving here. And to their surprise, the ship they sent literally lost contact pretty fast, relatively speaking. And it did seem like even their combat forces of the Federation Police that they hired also lost contact relatively fast. And with those two mishaps happening, there's only one person who could help save the day. The same person who helped defeat Metroids in the very first place, which is of course Samus. And yeah, that's all the story we get about this game. Like I said, really short. And there's one point that they didn't tell you about, and that, of course, is the new systems we have here. Because first off, as you can see in the bottom right corner over there, we have a little Metroid counter. Now this tells all the Metroids are left in the entire planet. So whenever you're just wondering how many Metroids you need to go find and kill, that's how many. And despite their initial success, it seems like there were a grand total of 39 Metroids still left on the planet, which is a really big deal of concern for the Galactic Federation. Because as you can see, even one Metroid can wipe out a whole civilization. So imagine what 39 of them can do. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the whole pre-lore segments. But the menu does also give us quite a new things, and also introduces us to 2 really cool new abilities we're gonna get. Well, actually 3 actually. But I won't spoil them yet. I'll point them out once I collect them. But yeah, just like in the manual, they can tell you all the other monsters that you can find within this whole place. However, one very thing to note as well is that they also show you diagrams of Metroids and all their evolution status that they know of. Because you got the classic Metroid here, and then you got the Alpha Metroid, then we got the Gamma Metroid, the Zeta Metroid, and the Omega Metroid. Each one looking more horrific than the last. And it seems like the baby Metroid, the infant Metroid, is the earliest station, but that's the most iconic version. But it seems like that one is also the weakest of the versions of them. Which is, again, really interesting to think about, that the whole civilizations are being crushed by just an infant, you know? But enough of the ramblings, let's continue on with the game. And as you can see, I went with the Nintendo Switch version on this one again. And that's mainly just because this one's actually in color. Because the one I have currently is not in color, so I think I'd give you guys a little treat by not just blinding you with black and white Game Boy stuff. And as you can see, because Samus wasn't called immediately after the events of Metroid 1, all the weaponry and all the stuff that we found in that game no longer is in our tool set. Right now, all we have are just 30 missiles and our Morph Ball transformation. Which again, really implies that Samus, in between here, went on another mission that caused her suit to get really damaged to this point. And yeah, and the way, I actually played this game before when I was younger, and I really enjoyed it. The only thing that I could find really annoying was the fact that, like I said, like in the very first Metroid, there is no map, so you can easily get very lost real fast. So I just have a map pulled up on my second monitor as well. I'll probably leave a link to it on the map as well. But the main goal of this is to go to each area / zone on this planet and clear out all the Metroids there. And that's a good thing that this game does. If you push the pause button right here, it actually tells you how many Metroids are left in this area. As I walk over here, you see there's only 4 in this area, so you just have to find 4 Metroids. And I gotta say, this Metroid is kind of one of my least favorite Metroids of the whole game. Just because like none of the enemies seem very interesting, other than the Metroid themselves. The music is kind of bland. It doesn't really feel that much like Metroid. And I don't know, this one's just one of my least favorite. But if we come over here, we can get our first power-up, which is bombs. And just like classic Metroid, just when you immediately use it, just on this little brick here, and you get your first missile upgrade. Now, you want to try to collect as many of these missiles as you can, because it will become super important later on. But now we have the bomb, we can come over to this little turret over here, climb on top of it, go through the invisible walls here, to get ourselves our first energy tank. Nice. And as you can see over here, there's a nice Metroid shell here. Really gives you the sense that they just molt and just hop wherever they like. Really makes it feel like, you know, we're intruding on their planet and all. Anyway, after coming over here, we can finally make it our way over here to our very first really cool power-up, the Spider Ball. Now this upgrade is really, really cool. Because what it allows you to do is, if you press down while you're in your Morph Ball form, you can actually now stick to any walls. Again, really fucking cool. And this power-up only gets repeated pretty much only in the Prime series, which is kind of a shame because in the 2D sections it's actually really, really awesome. And it's also really cool you get this like super right away. But funny enough, you can actually use it to go all the way up here, and you'll see yourself there's a full heal right over here. And after grabbing it, you just hop on down over here, go into this path to find a lot of missile upgrades. Again, try to collect as many of those as you can. Alright, and if you climb the wall on the other side, you can get yourself a full missile reload. Nice, so you can actually see by now you should already have the 16 missiles. Which is crazy to say considering we only fought 2 Metroids at this point. Like I said, these Metroid games, they can go by really, really fast if you know your way around. And if you come over here, you grab yourself a couple of more missiles. Oh no, I was mistaken. Each missile tank gives you 10 initial missiles, so you should already, at this point, find, what is that? You start off with 30, 6. You should already found 6 missile packs. Alright, and now if you come over here to the room that we were just above, we can now get over here to refill all of our hearts over here. And I can show off some really cool tech you can do now, where you can bomb jump right after that and then immediately go into a Spartable form, so you can Spartable onto higher planes at different walls real fast. Like with the addition of the Spartable, your movement is already tremendously better than what it was in the last game. And if you just come over here, you'll find yourself another Metroid, just continue blasting it. These ones are just very simple, just shoot it with a lot of missiles. And I think the way to change to your missile form is just push select in this game. And now you head all the way left to find the other Metroid over there. And with that, we just come over here to check out this very last Metroid. And as you can see, the whole world starts to rumble, which means you've found all the Metroids in this area, so more of the planet just opens up to you. Which is I find really weird in this game, is that the way they limit you or stop you from progressing is very anti-Metroid, because as soon as you find and clear all the Metroids, then literally the I want to say lava level of this whole planet just decreases by 1, allowing you to get to the next area. Which again, it's kind of very anti-Metroid, because in Metroid it just feels like you see a lot of places that you want to go to, but you just don't have the tools to get there. Whereas in this one, it just says as soon as you clear everything and get everything, then you're allowed to progress. Which again, really doesn't feel like how Metroid should be. Anyways, we come over here to Area 2 over here, and as soon as you get in there, you'll fight yourself the first Metroid here. And already, as soon as you come over here, as soon as you save, come over here so you can give yourself a nice boost up with your Spider Ball. And here, if you climb up this wall over here, you'll eventually find yourself another missile tank. And this is where they actually start limiting you with the Spider Ball already, because now a lot of these walls are just going to have spikes on them. So it prevents you from abusing the Spike Ball that much already. And as you can see in this area, we still need to find 7 Metroids. And I hope you don't mind, but I'm actually going to I'm either gonna try to keep a lot of the original music in so you can hear it for a bit, but when I feel like it starts getting annoying for both me and you, I'll probably start replacing it with some classic Smash Bros. Metroid music. I hope that's alright, because like I said, the music in this game, kinda bad. It's also very repetitive. And after that, just climb up this wall over here, you'll find yourself a Metroid who just hatched out of its little shell. Just kill it, and then you can come right back up. Alright, then just climb right up and over the whole thing over here, and you'll eventually find yourself to this very annoying creature who disguises himself as a power-up. This guy's really annoying because you have to defeat him with power bombs and power bombs only, But once he goes down, he actually gives you the next power-up, the Spring Ball. Now this one is actually very handy, because once you're in your multiple form, you can actually start jumping out of it now, allowing you to actually, instead of bomb jumping now, you could just jump with it as it is. Kind of makes bomb jumps a bit obsolete now, but hey, who would play an easier way to spider track, so who can I say, you know? And that's what I do find kind of annoying in a lot of these games sometimes, is that sometimes it just doesn't tell you, in-game, the name of all these things. Like, the only way you know this is called the Spring Ball is by going into the manual and seeing it there. Alright, and after all that, you want to use your Spider Ball to get up to this part of the level up here. And here you'll find your next Metroid. And, as well, as once you kill it, it also gives you a nice full heal station right over here that's hidden into this wall over here. So it's a great place to go right after that boss fight, right after all that stuff. And now from this map that I see, here comes a very, very tricky part of the level, of the game. Is this little area right here, because there's actually something hidden up here. But because how finicky the controls can be on both a Game Boy and on Switch, if the bomb knocks you off, you have to, and you're off screen, then all the blocks respawn, forcing you to do all over again. But through your patience, you can find yourself another missile pack. Again, it's really cool that they started hiding stuff like on the ceiling thanks to your Spider Ball. But it's one of those things like, how the hell am I supposed to figure this out by myself, you know? Like holy shit, do you really expect me to try to bomb every surface I can now with the spider? Come on, Nintendo. Anyway, just strap on down and you'll find yourself the new version of Metroid down over here. The not the Alpha, the Gamma Metroid. Very first of its kind. And these ones are special just because they can shoot lightning out. But as you can see, these Metroids are a lot bigger though. Anyway, after dealing with them, you come over to the left to fight yourself just a regular Alpha Metroid. Not so much of a problem. And then you come over here to this room over here where you find a lot of these like weird stalactites. Blast your way through, you'll find yourself another Omega Gamma Metroid. And then if you head up higher from there, you'll find yourself another Alpha one. Again, at this point you're just kind of blasting through the Metroids, you know? Seems like they're all congregating at one area over there. Anyway, after you've done all that, there should only be one Metroid left. Because where we fought the first Metroid, there was actually one hidden secret here that I didn't see well. Is that if you bomb this wall over here, and then you spider bomb way over here, you can actually make your way to this little pipe here. And as you can see, this is the pipe that we are always seeing, but it doesn't look like a pipe, it just looks like a weird obscurity. But yeah, it's a pipe, and with it you can actually start spider ball your way down there. What this does for you is allow you to come down here and acquire our next upgrade, the high jump boots. But more importantly, if you continue through a hidden passageway over here, you can get yourself some more missiles and much needed health upgrade. Alright, and after that, just climb up these weird disappearing blocks a little bit. You'll find yourself in a room with some more missile upgrades. Collect all of those. Then if you have more to the left, you'll find yourself some more turrets as well as our last missile tank upgrade in this area. With all that collected, you can now head yourself way back up, or head right back up out of the tube, but not quite yet actually. There's actually one more hidden thing hidden over here, and it's to the left over here, behind this wall. And just kill or ignore that enemy for now. Head to the next room and you'll find yourself our next upgrade, the Wave Beam, which is just like a beam attack, but it goes wavy. This actually deals a lot more damage, and you can kill that guy in the previous suit a lot easier. That is one thing I will give this game props for. They really know how to handle secrets pretty well in this game. Like optional bonus things, because that's one of those things you can easily miss out of, but it does feel really rewarding once you find it. Alright, so our goal now, since we found that one railing, our next goal is to try to go down the other one. And the entrance to it is actually right over here. And oh yeah, this is where it is. I remember this part actually pissing me off when I first played it too. Remember like how I said there was like a weird lava area that hurts you once you try to go in it? Well, guess what? This water over here, it's not actually lava. It's actually just water. And even with these graphics, it's so hard to tell the difference. But yeah, you can just go in there, and you'll find your Metroid in there. But more importantly, it allows you to go into this tube over here, and with it we can get our next suit upgrade, the Various suit. And even with the Game Boy Color, you get like noticeably, I wouldn't want to say orange because it's definitely not orange. It looks really like a weird shade of red. But anyway, we now take half damage, and everything's all good now. And with that, we can now exit out of this area and move on to the next. Alright, and once you find your way to this save point here, all you want to do is just drop all the way down here. And when you do, you can get yourself a nice bearings. And take the first high door up there to the left over there, and you'll find yourself the first Metroid in this area. Then if you climb up over here, you'll see we can climb out of these spikes, which is really weird. And if you continue yourself all the way up from here, head all the way to the right over here, you can start climbing up to the ceiling again, and you'll see now we have some ceiling tracks to deal with, which again limits us greatly again. However, if we drop all the way down here, you can find yourself a nice ammo station. And you can see at this point we should have 160 missiles. Alright, and once you get that bearings, you want to do is go to the next pit over here, shoot all this weird debris, climb yourself all the way up to get to our next upgrade, the space jump. Now this is actually something I really wish they would have known or taught me within the game, because this took me so long, both as a kid and right now, to remember / figure out how to work this properly. What the space jump is pretty much an infinite jumping thing, to where if you are running and jumping, then you are able to do a nice, if you're doing a nice somersault within the air, it allows you to jump continuously in the air, always. Again, it's super useful. It's like the most useful thing in this entire game. I just really wish they'd shown you or taught you how to use it properly. Because as you can see, I am really bad at it right now. Anyway, come back to the save point over here, and now go to the right side over here, and you'll find yourself another Gamma Metroid to defeat. Just quickly defeat it, and then continue on down over here. Right, and then you want to come up here to this weird hive area. Try to clear off as much of this hive as you can, because some of it can block your bullets sometimes. And then if you come over here, you'll see a nice Gamma Metroid, but luckily we're in a protective little barrier over here, so you can see him, but he won't see you, which is nice. And there's nothing more you can do in this area, so you just have to come out of it. And the way to do that is actually going through the Metroid shell that's over here, because that's like another thing that's classic for this game in particular, is the Metroid shells are like the entrance to a lot of hidden areas. So definitely, when you see a Metroid shell, definitely try to do as much as you can with them, just to make sure. And I don't think I had a chance to say it before, but yeah, the main power-up that the Gamma Metroids get is that now they can harness electricity. Which goes to show that like the energy they absorbed, they can now shoot it back out in a weird electrical sense. Again, really goes to show like how powerful Metroid can really be, and how useful they can also be, because I know the government, and not only the government but also the pirates, have been trying to harness the power of the Metroids, and a lot of them even say that they've been trying to download or use them as batteries as well, so they can harness all the power they absorbed. So again, it's just really cool that their biology allows them to actually use the power that they get as an attack already. Anyway, with that little rambling on, you want to come over here, fight yourself another Gamma Metroid, then come up through here, and now that I got some practice in, I'm actually really good with the space. I'm getting better with the space jump, I should say. and you can space jump yourself all the way back up to this save point. Yeah, so it's like a weird timing thing. I think just as you're lowering a little bit, you want to press jump again, which allows you to jump again. Again, it's really hard to tell what the timing is. Anyway, if you space jump all the way to the ceiling here, you'll find yourself a nice max restore. And from that max restore, if you drop directly down, you'll enter this weird room over here. And if you actually collected the space beam, you can see that some of these things are actually permanent. They don't actually move, which is fine because with the wave beam, you can actually go through them and show you where the real ones are. And if you follow your path all the way down here, you'll find yourself the next weapon you have, which is the Spazer, which just shoots 3 beams in a row right in front of you. Again, it's a slightly more useful than the wave beam because it can go through walls, but it is kind of boring and all that. Anyway, after you come over here and defeating this Metro up here, if you space jump all the way to the top up here, there's actually a hidden missile tank in there. You want to grab that. Then if you drop all the way down, you'll find yourself another Gamma Metroid to defeat. And then after that, if you head all the way left here, you'll find the most useful, or I should say the most powerful weapon in our arsenal, the Plasma Beam, which just shoots a single fire, but it's super strong. And after that, if you just come all the way to the right over here, you can actually see that there's some nice little challenge over here. If you space jump directly in the middle of all this, you can actually make your way through over here, make yourself to the top over here. And there's actually a hidden wall hidden right here. And after blasting it, it actually reveals the next Metroid. And you want to go past it and make your way into this room because there's actually a nice energy tank hidden here. But yeah, that's another thing I noticed, or started to notice in post-production, is that like how empty a lot of these rooms feel like once you get the space jump. Because it kind of just feels like there's like no more platforms, no more nothing. It just forces you to get good with the space jump or suffer. Anyway, once you make it back all the way out here, you want to make your way to the right side over here. And you'll see like these weird little flipper thing doodads. What you want to do is try to land on one of them, then immediately spring jump to one side, so you can make your way to this energy tank that's hidden in the wall over here. Once you do that, you can actually crawl down from that hole you just created as well, make yourself to a new missile tank. And then you can go all the way right to deal with the last Metroid in this area that's hidden over here. And with that out of the way, the new area is unlocked to us. So let's start heading there. But I'll grab a nice ammo restriction so you know how many missiles we should have at this point. And at this point we should have 200 missiles. Again, this game's not really that long, but my god, do you like get strong really fast. And trust me, you're gonna need and want all these missiles. Alright, and you know you're going to the right area once you start seeing these weird octopus creatures. Again, now that I'm starting to think about it, I'm kind of curious of like why all these creatures over here, the Metroids decide to leave them alone. Cause if they're really like parasitic creatures, then it feels like they should go after any living organism. But there's like so many like living creatures that are still left here. It really makes you question like why these ones are spared from the Metroid's wrath. Anyway, after dealing with all those octopi, you can come to find this one Metroid that's hidden here. Once you kill it, it actually unlocks another new area, which is very weird. Kind of feels like they should have just had it over there, but anyway. What you want to go is through here. You know you're going the right way when you start seeing these weird, I don't know if they're icicles or rocks, but if you make your way over here and you start seeing these 2 Metroid shells, what you want to do is go to the top one over here, and you'll want to find these flaming pads over here, and make your way around to find yourself another Gamma Metroid. Just quickly defeat it, and if you head to the right side of it, you'll also see a nice ammo restore. What you gotta do now is go to the other one over here, make your way back up there. Alright, and after dealing with that Alpha Metroid to the left side over there, you can see that the whole world is shaking again. Now, based on the history, you assume that means you're able to get to the next area now, right? Well, you're partially right. Yeah, just go to the next area over here. Destroy this nice, you know you're going the right way when you face off this Gamma Metroid right off the bat. And you see this water. You would just want to drop down there and you'll start seeing another missile tank. Now we're facing one of the more annoying enemies, or Metro variants of this game. The Zeta Metroids, which is located to the top right over here. These guys are, not only are they a lot stronger, but they take so many missiles now to defeat. That if you're just going from Metro to Metroid, you definitely need You definitely need so many missiles, because you really don't want to be like going back to missile upgrades every so often. It'll just kill your turn. Anyway, after dealing with that, just head straight on up over here, and you'll find yourself another Metroid as well as a full heal. Definitely use it if you're getting low on health. And after that, if you drop immediately down to your right over here, there's a nice little missile pack hidden right over here. Then space jump to your left and you can find yourself another missile pack in this wall over here. Now after that, head immediately up, do a nice wall bounce spider trick combo over here in order to get to this area over here where you find yourself another Zeta Metroid. And this one I found it a lot easier to deal with if you just stand on this pillar over here and start spamming the missiles. Because that's the one thing I noticed in this game. As soon as one missile despawns, you're able to immediately use another one. So just stay up close to the enemy at hand and you can start spamming missiles in order to kill them. Keep that in mind. And if you make your way up over here, you'll find yourself Samus' most critical and most powerful attack, the Screw Attack, which makes dealing with airborne enemies and traversing lands so much easier. Anyway, and after space jumping over to here, you'll find yourself another Gamma Metroid hidden within all this plaster. Just immediately get through it, then go right on back. And as soon as that, you want to come up here to the ceiling again, do some more of that exploring, because there's actually a couple secrets up here. An energy tank and a missile silo up here. So it's definitely worth coming all the way up here. As that just drops straight down, head to the right a little bit, you'll see a nice energy tank right over here. And this is by far the most annoying part of this whole game, is this hidden dark room over here. I don't know how you're tend to know what it is, or if you're just supposed to feel everything. But yeah, just try your best to navigate through everything. Because as you can see, like the camera moves left and right constantly. I have no idea what it's supposed to look like. I'll try to find like a image of it or what it's supposed to look like, so it could probably help you. Bomb randomly in the dark until you find a nice footing for your spider hole so you can get yourself the energy tank. Okay, I ended up fumbling in there for like 20 minutes, and at that point I was like, you know what, fuck the energy tank. I'll probably just leave one, like I said, the picture up for you guys so you guys can try to figure it out, but my god, I'm not going through it. I can deal with this. Anyway, if you come to the left over here, you'll find yourself in a in a little interesting dilemma over here. You actually find yourself all the weapons you used in the game previously, but if you go all the way to the final one over here, you find yourself the Ice Beam. And as anyone who's a friend of Metroid would know, Ice Beam is OP. Always take the Ice Beam. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the Ice Beam is that useful against Metroids in this game, which is really, really sad, kind of thing. But then again, they are evolved Metroids, so I guess they lost their permanence to ice things. But luckily, you can freeze every other creature, which is nice. Anyways, if you just come over here to the left side, you'll fight yourself a nice Gamma Metroid. Then if you drop down all the way down, you'll find and head to the left over there, you'll find yourself a Zeta Metroid. After dealing with those two, you want to save over here, and that should be all the other Metroids left. And we're down to our last 6 Metroids. Again, this game goes by really, really fast. Alright, make your way over here now. You know you're going the right way when you see these 2 Metroid shields over here and 1 Alpha Metroid. Now this is where I was talking about when I thought something stupid was happening. Because as soon as you defeat the little Alpha one, what the game wants you to do, which is really stupid, is make a whole circle now. Literally circle this whole area again and make your way right back to the same spot. And there you'll find yourself an Omega Metroid. Now, this is the first of its kind. Luckily, like I said, if you just stay up close and spam your missiles, it could be easily done. But it's so stupid they want you to make a whole circle in order to fight it, you know? I thought it would have been a really cool thing if they could do like a family bond kind of moment, where the little baby Alpha Metroid is being protected by the very big chat Omega Metroid. But alas, they require you to do something really stupid and just make a whole circle around. Anyways, we're down to our last 4 Metroids, and I'm kind of running a little bit low on missiles over here. Gotta preserve those a little bit. But now with that, we make our way to the left over here. Have a nice little safe point over here, and you know you're going the right way once you find these weird little bubbles over here. Alright, and just continue heading your way, making your way over to the right side over here. You'll find yourself another Omega Metroid. And you know what? When I first, editor's note. Put up a missile count on how many missiles you need to defeat each one. Because like I said, I'm kind of running a little bit low, so it definitely would be nice knowledge for everybody to know. Because it seems like for Mega Metroids over here, I think you only need 20. I did a nice little escape scum over here for it. But as you can see, I'm running very low on missiles, and I don't think there's any good places quickly that I can get to for refilling my ammo. So I'm just going to quickly grind them up over here, which is really bad for a speedrun, but it must be done. Alright, and luckily you don't need to grind up for that long. Like I said, since you only really need 20 missiles, just make sure you just grind up for 20 missiles, and then just make a quick save over here. That way you can just try to do this as much as you can. But yeah, and also, his red balls do block a lot of missiles sometimes, so definitely make sure you have some in reserve so you can afford some. But yeah, after all that, you kill off this Metroid up here. And that results in this pool over here, finally lower, to get down to the last Metroid. Then comes like the very unnecessary, very annoying part of this game, which is called the hidden floor thing, where there's just going to be a whole bunch of water tiles around, and what you want to do is not trust any of it till you get to the end of the room. Trust me, if you hit any one of these, then you'll not only will it slow it down, but it will also get you to transfer to the floor below you, forcing you to retravel everything again. Anyway, once you make it out of that and come up to here, if you space jump all the way to the top right over here, you can actually get a nice refill station on all your health and all your ammo. Very, very useful. Now, then, after that, if you come to this middle room over here, either space jump or jumping on this little guy's head, you can actually get yourself a nice ice beam ability right over here. This is just so that you can have an ice beam for this next part, which is a Metroid surprise. Yep, turns out we still have to face baby Metroids around, but these ones are vulnerable to the ice beam, so you really want to make sure you have the ice beam equipped so you can deal with these guys. And killing them is mandatory in this game, because you know you have a little counter on there that actually counts. Now that you're deep below, actually counts these Metroids as threats, so definitely make sure you get them. But just be careful, because I believe this one down here just got glitched a little bit, and it's eating up a lot of my missiles, which is a giant pain. But if you do everything right, you'll eventually make yourself over here and find yourself the Metroid Queen. And this one is actually really annoying, as a boss fight as well. Because not only is it kind of boring, but it's cool in concept because the Metroid's prime state is this really cool reptile looking thing. But again, it's really anticlimactic because she only has 2 attacks. That weird neck attack and spitting out those things. Oh yeah, and word advice, don't go down that little hole unless you 100% need health refill and or more missiles for this fight. Because that little hole just drops you directly back into the ice beam pit. But yeah, the way to actually beat this boss is how I found out. When it opens her mouth and it goes towards you, spam as many missiles as you can. Because once her mouth is open and it's going towards you, it actually slows her down. And if you just keep spamming missiles, you can actually deal so much heavy damage to her really fast. Because I'll look it up again, but you have to spam so many missiles to kill her. I think I myself have spent like 160 missiles there. Anyway, after her defeat, we come over to this next room over here. We find this Metroid egg over here, and out pops a little baby Metroid. Pretty cute. And unlike the other Metroid, this one seems pretty harmless. And with that, we come over here, and the baby Metroid actually eats these little blocks over here, allowing us to actually exit out of the planet so much faster and make it back to our ship. And with that, that's the end of Metroid 2. Yep, the end of Metroid 2 results to elimination of every Metroid on the planet except for one little infant. What's the infant gonna do? Well, tune into the next one to find out. And after all that, we make it to the end. And what's my final time? 250. Let's go. 10 minutes under the threshold. And with that, we get a nice hot babe to look at. See you guys next time. Bye.